All right, everyone get your calisthenics in. Everybody get your stretching in. We have to dive into a few clips of this PBD podcast interview with Benjamin Netanyahu. Now, Patrick Bet-David was mighty proud of this, and he was like, yeah, he's getting no Nelk boys pass here. He's shitting on the Nelk boys. It's like, bro, if you think you're like some highbrow right-wing podcast, you shouldn't be comparing yourself to the fucking Nelk boys.
Referencing them is your loss.
We are no Nelk boys here. We are doing a great interview of Benjamin Netanyahu. I'm sure there's no dick sucking going on at all. Silver Wolf, yes, we're going to get to your link. He says, I have a message for the Orgy Dome people. All right, here it is.
What you have done has made God very unhappy.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. We really, we're lost in the darkness. We're the lost tribe of Shabazz. I do think that maybe if we turn to the Nation of Islam, we can be fixed.
Turn this thing around.
All right, so Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu opens up about genocide, ICC's arrest warrant issued, and Trump owning Gaza. The title right here, Johnny, Does Israel Control America? Yes, interview over.
Yep.
You know the weirdest part about us being so subservient to Israel is? Like, we're the world's superpower. And we were the world's superpower without them. And yet we let them totally occupy our country. Like,
it's almost like they got, like, you know, dirt on people in charge. And they either controlled you or they took you out of the equation so you needn't be controlled.
It's like if the Roman Empire was controlled by Ireland. Like that's essentially where we're at. Is like the Roman Empire was like, yes, we could crush Ireland with one swipe of our paw, but we're going to let them do what they told us to do because the Irish God King has tablet drawings of our emperor fucking a horse. So therefore we got to behave ourselves and rule Britannia. So Patrick Bet-David, who is an intellectual lightweight, who is an absolute wannabe, who, you know, saw episodes of Sean Hannity and Mark Levin and went, I feel like I should try to do that. And then saw like Joe Rogan talk about SJWs one time and goes, I can copy that. These guys on this PBD podcast, you know, I've been watching more of them lately because I love this Adam Sosnick guy. Why this guy is in front of a microphone has to only do with the fact that he's eaten Patrick Bet-David's ass before. I'm not saying he has. I'm saying it's the only rationalization I've come to in my brain as to
why he's there.
He's had to have eaten the guy's ass. And I don't know why, but like, this is going to be a clip later, so I kind of want to not say this, but like, I just feel like people of Patrick Bet-David's background have a dirtier ass. Look, it's not important. It's not important to it's not important to the Netanyahu interview. This is not something I need to be saying out loud. He just seems like a guy with a filthy ass. And Adam Sosnick,
white power hour again.
And Adam Sosnick is his white cleaner boy. Who's there to tongue it down like a tile scrubber in a hotel lobby.
People are worried about me being tired. I'm definitely not, but I'm going to be sick soon. So there's that.
Well, I'm woke.
That is a disgusting picture, sir.
All right. So let's, old Captain Dirty Ass and Mr. Genocide had an interview together. And remember, this is timestamped, so we're going to go to a few different spots. Patrick Bet-David said, this is not going to be an interview like the Nelk boys. So let's listen to Mr. Based conservative here talk to Benjamin Netanyahu about what a disastrous fucking genocidal maniac he is.
Whatever Israel wants, they make a phone call to America. America better do or else. Do you agree with that?
Do you know President Trump? You don't make him do anything. He does what he thinks is in America's interest, and he's very forceful about it.
With the war.
So we bombed Iran because we've really felt like that was an urgent need for the United States of America. We allowed your tech guy to go back to Israel after he tried to, lure a 15-year-old girl for sex. we did that because we thought it was in the best interest of America. You know, that's that shit that they pull over there in Israel, is instead of answering a question directly, which, by the way, if you can't answer a question directly, you're usually lying. So when Benjamin Netanyahu gets asked, do people think that Israel picks up the phone, they call America, and then America does what they want? First of all, Patrick Bet-David is doing some Jewish stuff there, because that's not what any of us are saying. You know, it's kind of like the Epstein stuff. Well, there is no list. No, we're not saying like a physical list with names on it. You know what we mean when we say list. Patrick Bet-David asked that question in a way to softball it to Netanyahu and be like, do you pick up a phone and tell America what to do and then America does it? It's like you're being Israel's PR minister. And then Netanyahu, instead of going, no, that's ridiculous. Of course we don't do that. Which is the answer you give if that's the truth. Is instead he answers it with a question. Have you met Donald Trump? Oh, you can't tell him to do anything.
Nobody tells him what to do.
Please. Miriam Adelson and $100 million tells him what to do.
And the Hamas attack have happened if President Trump was president instead of Biden?
Probably not, but it's hard to say with these maniacs. I think Iran would have been more careful.
I'm curious, did you know
these maniacs?
You mean the kids that you're starving? They're maniacs?
Yeah, those starving children. I mean, it's hard to tell with these maniacs. You know, they shoot people waiting in line for food, men, women, and children. Oh shit! Never mind. That's us.
You know, these maniacs will bomb a hospital just because reporters.
You know, these maniacs, they are anti-freedom. They are anti-information getting out. They ban international journalists from going in there unless you're embedded with the Palestinian. Oh, shit. No, that's us. That's, God damn it. They bomb hospitals and they tear down all the infrastructure as if they're waiting to settle the land and take it for them. Oh, fuck. From the river to the sea. God damn it.
President was going to be saying this?
We're going to take over that piece and we're going to develop it, create thousands and thousands of jobs.
I'll bet you don't know this, Patrick. If America wants to come in and invest, that's a good thing. It's not a bad thing.
So you would be okay?
Yes, I would be fine with it. I mean, it would mean we would displace.
I mean, we get so much in from your country and foreign aid and all of these other under the table ways that we take money out of your country. We'd love it if your investors would just straight come here and give it to us.
Dude, this cocksucker, he slaughters tens of thousands of Palestinians and his heart rate doesn't change. You talk about real estate deals in Gaza and all of a sudden he's like, holy shit. Yeah, if you guys want to do that, you totally can. Hey,
smell the gold.
Here's a beheaded Palestinian child. Did they throw rocks at one of our tanks? What did that child do to deserve that terrible treatment that we were totally justified in giving him? All right, let's go to some of these timestamps now. First of all, 00 is why are you doing this? Let's get away from the little intro that he's doing here. And let's get Benjamin Netanyahu's word on why he's doing this.
Prime Minister Netanyahu, it's great to have you on the podcast.
Good to be with you, Patrick.
So I have a very simple, open-ended question for you. Why are you doing this podcast tour?
Because I need to gaslight the American people into thinking that their eyes aren't seeing what their eyes are seeing. I see all the public opinion polls, and I see that even Megyn Kelly says Israel is a bunch of Jewish Nazis, and I need to come on and I need to brainwash all of your followers because the right wing is starting to call me a genocidal maniac, and I need to repeat again that Hamas is really, really bad. They operate in tunnels, you know. That is why we need to bomb hospitals.
Hey, we did. Actually, he's not lying. We found a tunnel. In fact, we found a tunnel in America from a... Oh.
Yeah.
Shit.
Well, number one, because I heard that you invited me. Number two, because I think it's a way to puncture the lies and the vilifications that are leveled at Israel.
Yep,
and
we're
I
all
think
lying.
That's part of the, we have a 7-front war with Iran and its proxies, but this is the 8th front, the battle for truth. So that's why I'm doing it.
We have a 7-front war. Motherfucker, you invaded Syria recently. This is the amazing thing that Israel has done since their founding. They start a war and then they count it as a front. They're like, we have a 7-front war against Iran. Oh, really? Oh, that's amazing. Yes,
Stop invading them.
We started all the fronts, but that sounds like a lot, doesn't it? That sounds like a lot of fronts. Yes, it very much does. I mean, forget that we fired the first shot on every single front.
It's interesting when you say that, because when we look at a couple numbers, if we think about the Pew Research that came out a couple months ago on the unfavorability rate of Israel, they have you 24 out of 5. If I look at the number, Rob, I don't know if you have it to pull it up. If you look at the numbers, you would see the 24-country medium is 62 to 29 being favorable. Why do you think so many countries...
Hey, Patrick, you just answered the question as to why he's on the podcast tour. I don't know if this Patrick Bet David is stupid or if he's willfully naive. Because if you're going to be
stupid,
if you're going to be a smart guy that puts on a suit and does a show, you got to know some shit. You got to know some shit that's not based in numbers. You got to know some shit that's just instinctual. Like, hey, your numbers are really shitty. Why are you doing these podcasts?
Are unfavorable of Israel today?
I think it's a combination.
I'm going to guess. Ready? Here's my guess. Because everybody's lying about us, we don't do anything wrong.
Of historical trends, but also of the impact of social media, especially engineered social media with paid bots. And this new media environment that we're in, it has built-in parameters that really take their toll. So we're aware of that. But
is the irony of a Jew saying that the media is against him.
Look, all these, well, actually, he's not saying the media is against him. He's saying the social media is against him. The one they don't completely own.
That's true. Yeah. The one that's owned by that goy keeps showing people what we're doing, and it's fucking up our program. Or pogrom. Or Nakba. Whatever the fuck you guys are doing right now. I gotta say, watching him go, watching the things that come out on social media, that's why people don't like us. In other words, what Netanyahu's saying is the more people see of what we're doing, the more they don't like us, and that's really unfair. And,
right?
Now,
that's why they had to take out that hospital.
It totally does explain why they don't allow journalists into Gaza, because when people start showing shit that they can't control, they get very upset about it.
I think the most important thing is that for democracies to fight wars, they should be as short as possible. And
is that why you guys are going on?
You've been at it for 80 years, you cunt.
I was going to give them 2 just for this particular war, but yeah, you're right. I mean, it's been 80.
My way of combating the PR war is by winning the ground war and winning it quickly. The quicker.
That is right. If I can kill enough people, it doesn't matter how many of you hate me.
And by winning it quickly, look, a lot of people have been complaining that these children are starving. If we just bomb all of them now, they won't starve. Kill them today. Don't starve them tomorrow.
If we feed them laser precision-guided weaponry, their hunger will cease. The way I love that. The way, people always try to bust liars by finding things they say that are untrue. But really, the way you can bust liars like Netanyahu is just take him at his word. These guys will tell you the truth. You just have to listen for it. He goes, the only way for me to combat the PR war is to win the ground war. Yeah, we know. So basically, kill your way into shutting these people up. I get it.
The better you win it, the better you'll come out of this this assault.
So why do you think
assault? This guy has the nerve. He's killing children, and he has the nerve to call tweets assault. What a guy.
This is taking so long? Because if you think of a part of it, when you think about especially in America, there's 3 different types of people on social media right now, or in America, that follow you. One, they fully believe you're committing a genocide right now. They're part of the community that's thinking they compare you to some dictators, some terrible leaders in the past.
Hitler. Say Hitler. You know, fuck PBD. He's so scared of Netanyahu. You can tell he's so clearly in the tank for Israel. He thinks he's asking tough questions, but he's asking them in such a soft, maudlin way that I can't take this guy seriously.
Yeah, I was going to say, is that a necktie or a bib, sir?
Right. It's called a cum catcher. That's what it's called. Hickory dickory dock. I'm sucking Netanyahu's cock. Oh.
That's many names you've heard of before. Some of them are blindly supportive of what you're doing, but there's the other community that's almost a little bit burned out, that's wanting this story to end. Obviously, it's tragic. You know, we're seeing what's going on. We're seeing all the stories, but why do you think this is taking longer?
By the way, he says, obviously, this is tragic. Bro, the guy you're talking to does not obviously see this as tragic. That's where Patrick Bet-David is a little naive and stupid, is that he's like, obviously, this is, hard to watch. Not for him.
Like, for Netanyahu, it's like, hey, we unloaded on a bunch of, like, civilians and children who are just, clamoring for food. Obviously, it's a great, great, terrible loss of ammunition that we will never get back. And we regret the loss of even a single bullet. I mean, that bullet had a name.
Yeah.
Then it's taking.
Well, I don't think it's taken longer than it's taking. Look at what we had to fight. We were attacked viciously by the most savage attack on the Jewish people since the Holocaust.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
fuck you,
Wait, hold
dog.
on,
Look,
Johnny.
We lost a couple people at a music concert. We better bomb an entire country into oblivion.
Hey, Johnny. 4 minutes and 23 seconds. We've got a Holocaust reference.
I swear, it's like the guy wants to speak a second one into existence by doing this shit.
In fact, to support this war against Gaza, I want to bring in this 163-year-old Holocaust survivor. Here she is. This is Edna.
That's by Hamas on October 7th. I said on the...
They killed like 1,200 people, bro. You got them back. There's over there's over 60,000 dead in Gaza. I think you got them back.
Second
Destroyed all social and physical infrastructure in their country. Like, again, where does the scale balance out?
Right.
When Hezbollah joined the fray, I said we're going to change the face of the Middle East, because it was clear to me, and it may be clear to you too, that we're fighting the Iran axis. Without Iran, I would say that all the axes, all the proxies collapse. Hezbollah collapses, Hamas collapses, Assad collapses, and so on.
So if we can just take over Iran.
Right. That's all. Dude, this is all just geared towards if we can have regime change in Iran. Just say it. All right.
You want to control Iran.
I'm going to give you a few here, and you tell me which one you want to stop at. That's just the open of the interview, and this guy's already so full of shit. Churchill critics and the ICC.
Fuck that.
Affording the war. Israel owns America.
That one I am curious about.
You want to do that one? All right, so let's jump to 1517. Patrick Bet-David talking to Benjamin Netanyahu. He's going to ask him about whether or not Israel owns the United States of America. Here we go. All right, let's put that up on the screen for you.
American military assistance at about $3.8 billion a year, and 80% of it is spent in the United States. That's the deal.
That's because that's the deal. We give you $3.8 billion and you have to buy weapons from Raytheon and Boeing. So our tax dollars literally just fly into weapons manufacturers' pockets. But no, don't worry. The people of America are not subservient to Israel. Even though our money literally just gets filtered into Raytheon's pockets.
And by the way, 87% of it. So they are still allowed to completely keep that 13 for themselves.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point, Johnny. Yeah, and you get
a little something for the effort, And
I'm sure there's nobody on the board of Raytheon or Boeing or Northrop Grumman that have dual citizenship.
Right?
So it helps American industries. But we also produce these incredible weapons that we share with the United States.
You share them with Gaza, too, intimately.
We produce intel that is invaluable for the United States. You're
like
familiar?
when we don't tell you about 9/11.
We provide valuable intel to the United States. Here's your president with a 15-year-old girl. Hey, here's Bill Gates with a 14-year-old prostitute. We just thought we'd share this intel with you. Now go build wells in Africa and don't get involved in my fucking business.
With the Five Eyes, Patrick? You know what that is? You know all these countries that are part of the American intelligence system? Well, there's a sixth eye, Israel. It's a very powerful eye, and we share our intel with the American intelligence services.
Except when we
know it'll get us the end achievement we want.
We share intelligence with America unless the building is over 60 stories tall. Then we
it was just recently insured. Don't look into who.
Again,
God.
You don't need to dig in. You just need to listen to the man's words. Pay attention to him. He's saying it all right in front of you.
And that's why the bond is so strong. It's not only a bond of values of our common Judeo-Christian civilization.
As a Christian, I'm going to say this. Stop saying Judeo-Christian. You slaughtered my Savior in cold blood. You killed Jesus Christ. Quit it with the Judeo-Christian shit.
And it is really a war of civilization against the barbarians that we're fighting. But it's also a bond of utility, of great success. That partnership.
Great success. Throw Hamas down the well.
Is very, very strong. I know it's challenged all the time, but it's very, very strong. And you should talk to some of the people in the higher places in the Pentagon. I wish you could talk to the people who share our intelligence or the weapon systems that we share. I
wish you could talk to the people whose names we have on lists and ways that we own them and other
Dude,
ways.
again, just listen to his words. I wish you could talk to the people I want you to talk to. I wish you could talk to all these secretive American and Israeli people who work together constantly. Patrick Bet-David's question is, does Israel own the U.S.? I wish you could talk to all the people that have infiltrated the United States Pentagon and Intelligence Service that helps do Israel's bidding. Of course it's silly to say Israel owns the United States.
As we appreciate enormously what America gives to us.
Oh, I'm sure you do.
And they appreciate what Israel gives to America. Somebody said to me, you're the one fighting ally we have. You don't ask us to put boots on the ground. You don't ask us to fight your wars, although President Trump...
You just ask us to sell you a bunch of weapons so we can mow down people on our own. You just supply us with a defense system that prevents anyone from retaliating against us regardless how barbarous our actions are. You just cower like a pussy when you negotiate a ceasefire, and at the 11th hour and the 59th minute, we wage unholy hell on them.
We don't ask you to fight our wars.
Good, so we'll stop helping then.
Iraq, Iran, Syria, Yemen.
No, he's telling the truth. They don't ask us to fight our wars. They just deliberately let their enemies attack us, so we'll do it instinctually.
Did a great
They
thing
never
by
asked.
joining in that
just waited.
precise strike that he did. Didn't just start World War III. It didn't bring thousands of American troops on the ground in Iran, but it did. It was a magnificent addition to our brave soldiers. So I have to tell you, I think it's a partnership that is going to go on for a long, long time.
By the way, when you ask a guy if his country owns the other country and he says no, and then the rest of his answer is what a great fucking deal this partnership is for him, that means that they control the other country.
Yeah. Nobody just goes, no, man. Do you control us? Oh no, we're pals. It's great. You love this.
You want to hear? So the rest is Trump and Israel war, Iran and the Shah of Iran. How about we skip to 37 minutes and do genocide? Well, no,
Yeah,
you and
let's
I,
do
no.
genocide.
You and I aren't good. No, I don't. We're not going to do genocide. So far, Patrick Bet-David has pretty much just let Netanyahu filibuster.
Yeah.
And just basically let him be a mouthpiece for Israel. Let's see. But you know what? This is like the Frost Nixon interviews. 99% of it may be collegial and nice, but maybe he'll bust him on the genocide thing, and we'll actually get something that shows Patrick Bet-David as a fucking spine. Because so far, PBD, this is the Nelk boys, bro.
Bad fantasies, the Muslim world, and then everyone else. And of course, we're not Muslims, so we have to be eliminated because we stand in their way of conquering the entire Middle East. So Israel is fighting here not only our war, but the war of our Arab neighbors, the war of the Western countries.
Who the fuck thinks that Israel and the Jews are in danger of being wiped off the map by any of these Arab countries? All right, nobody's raising their hands. Who here thinks that the Palestinian people are in danger of being wiped out by Israel? This guy, if he believes what he says, his brain should be studied after he dies. If he doesn't believe what he says and he's just spouting propaganda, in a weird way, I say thank God.
They're developing now ballistic missiles that can reach deep into the heart of Europe. Their plan is to develop, the next thing is an ICBM, an intercontinental ballistic missile that will reach 8,000 kilometers. You add another 3,000 and they can reach New York. Where are you broadcasting from, by the way?
Fort Lauderdale.
So wait a minute.
So they're targeting you.
No, he just made some shit up. He did Scott Steiner math, essentially. He went that right now they're developing an ICBM that will reach 8,000 kilometers. If you add another 3,000 kilometers to that, it'll reach New York City. So in other words, they're developing an ICBM that will get nowhere fucking close to the United States of America.
But if you add more math, it technically would. But why do you add the math? Fuck that. You just add the math. Now it makes...
You know, they're developing a bomb that's going to reach 11,000 kilometers. You add another 3,000 kilometers to that, which you're not developing, but if you just add that number, it's going to hit the United States. You see, Goy, the numbers don't lie, and they spell, well, that you'll probably be fine, but fight our wars anyway.
And all my Jews out there know.
To all my Jews out there, Big Papa Netanyahu is your hookup. Genocide, if you hear me.
Oh, dear Lord.
Jesus Christ. And now this guy's going to do the Jewish booby thing, and he's going to go, you know, we're doing this for all of you because Iran wants to drop bombs on Berlin. That would be terrible. You know how much Israel cares about fucking Germany. You fucking twat. Just say the blood of Arab children tastes good on your palate, and you can't wait to taste more, you fucking lunatic. All right, let's listen to Patrick Bet-David totally not suck Netanyahu's dick and be the Nelk boys. Not only that, he's asking him now, where are you broadcasting from? He wants to make it as personal as possible. You know, Iran wants to bomb you. The motherfucker's Iranian.
Florida.
Yeah, they can reach Florida, Fort Lauderdale, New York, Washington, Boston. And
No, they can't. You said
No,
they're
they can't.
developing a weapon that they'd have to add another 3,000 kilometers onto. Which, by the way, you're also the guy who's been saying they're going to have a nuke next year for 30 years. So, pardon my French, you're a lying sack of cunt.
after that, any other city in the United States. And they intend to pull...
After that, any other city in the United... So this guy just keeps pulling imaginary missiles out of his ass.
Dude, even the propaganda department making up shit about the threat that Russia was during the Cold War, which they were, but the pumping of it, like, no, this is the danger they pose. Like, even they didn't push this shit.
Oh my God.
They had to have, like, submarines and stuff. How the fuck is Iran going to, like, an intercontinental ballistic missile? But besides, does that even matter? Because remember, thanks to the Iron Dome we provided you guys, didn't Donald Trump demand that America have a gold dome? So what does it matter?
Your dome is made of gold. Can we find a way to borrow you money
your
to
dome?
leverage against it? No, fucking Netanyahu's going to be doing a Martian podcast next, and he's like, you know, the Iranians are trying to develop deep space weapons. And if you add 9 months worth of space travel to their missiles, they can hit Mars from there. So you should be Israel's friend. Do you have a savior?
I really believe before the Palestinians that like Netanyahu was a good guy, like a guy you'd go fishing with.
I'd like to go fishing with Netanyahu. I'd like to go fishing with Netanyahu the same way that Al Neri went fishing with fucking Fredo Corleone.
Put nuclear warheads on these ballistic missiles. So this is a fact. And the main fact that I want to say is that we're fighting in many ways the war of the West. The war.
Oh, see, they're doing this for you. Wow.
Oh, well, then stop. I insist.
Yeah. No, thanks, dude. We're good. Oh, my God, Netanyahu, you think you were doing this for us? I'm so sorry. This is our fault this genocide is happening. Bro, you can stop right now. We don't need you to do this.
Western civilization against these barbarians. And our victory will be your victory. And one more thing. You talked about the Iranian Revolution. You remember how it started? You remember what the first thing that they did?
Probably Jewish interference, most likely.
He's starting to look pissed now.
Iran?
You talking about the toast with Carter, or are you talking about after when they took over?
Well, they took over, and then they took the American embassy and held some 50 hostages.
My aunt
Remember
was in
that?
the embassy. Absolutely, yes.
So this regime began
That's funny. My aunt was in the Holocaust. Have I mentioned the Holocaust in this interview yet?
by taking hostages. And what do their proxies do today? They take our hostages for extortion.
Oh,
They
we're like
take
the
our
same.
hostages. I liberated 205 out of 255.
Oh, wait. They took our hostages after we kept interfering in their country and overthrowing their leaders. They take your hostages because you keep bombing their home, flattening their hospitals, and murdering their children. I see. So your argument is actions have consequences, and we've been fucking around too much. I see.
We still have at least 20 alive and about 30 dead, and we intend to get all of them. And that's what we're fighting for.
I think you got them all with cruise missiles. I think
At this point, how can you be sure you can get the bodies back? How would they even be in one piece with what you've done?
We do. We have some legs that we think are hostage legs, and we will get them.
now. But it just tells you what the nature of this regime and its proxies is.
Oh, yeah?
It's anti-West, anti-America, anti-Western civilization. It's not good to be a Christian. It's
Motherfucker,
very
they
bad
only
to
have a
be
problem with you.
Jew in Iran, and it's very bad to be either one of those in any part of Iran's proxies.
Right. I wish we had a couple hours to talk about Iran because I have a lot of interest in that topic with you. But I do want to get to the last question I have with you.
Yeah.
This is the one challenge I personally have. My audience is not going to be that interested in this story except for people from my community. The Holocaust has been recognized by 193 different countries, right? Everybody around the world. And in some countries, if you denied, you could do jail time. Many countries.
But don't worry, you guys don't have undue influence in any of these countries. If you question the agreed upon historical narrative, it's literally the only story. It's the only piece of history that if you deny it or you question it, you can go to fucking prison. If you say, I don't think the Christians were very nice to the Muslims and the Jews when they took Jerusalem in 1096. You don't go to fucking jail for that opinion. Or if you say, no, I think they were great. I think they were very tolerant and understanding. Whether that's right or wrong, you don't go to jail for it. But if you go,
I don't think the slave owners were really that mean to the slaves in America.
Right.
I mean, 3 hots and a cot, you know?
Think about this. You could say something like, well, in the long run, I think it worked out better for black people that they were enslaved and brought to the New World. You can
they
say
learned
that.
trade skills they wouldn't have gotten otherwise.
It's a horrible thing to say. You can call them ancient farm equipment, and you will not go to jail for that. But in some countries, if you go, now, are we sure they were all gassed, or could some of them died of disease or malnutrition, or could some of it, are these, nope, that sounds like Holocaust denial, go to jail. You're not, it's the only historical event where you're not allowed to be wrong about it.
And in a weird kind of Clockwork Orange way, in a lot of the places where you're not like literally imprisoned for it, if you're public about this, you get berated with demands to go on some sort of like really kind of fucked up Holocaust tour, so you could see all of the we've kept them all in mint condition.
I did.
We left the room just the way Hitler had it when he gassed all the Jews. Like what?
It happened to me when we did that funny Nurembergers bit. Gary was like, "I think we should take you to the Holocaust Museum." I'm like, "Fuck you."
Jesus.
I was like, I know the Holocaust was bad. Jesus fucking Christ. I said no. And then like Megyn Kelly told that story. She's like, I started criticizing Israel. Now all my Republican friends want me to take a trip to Israel. No offense. I'll go to Clearwater Beach. And I'll probably see Jews there too. So it's fine. Let's watch PBD try to get up from his knees here.
Can do jail time a year or 5 years. But for anybody that doesn't recognize Armenian Assyrian genocide, if there's any country that I would have expected to be on the list that recognized the Armenian and the Assyrian and the Greek genocide, it would be Israel.
You want to hear something fucked up? Listen to this.
Why haven't you yet recognized the Armenian, Assyrian, and the Greek genocide that the Turkish did to that community?
Because we're worried that if there is another genocide historically, it will make our genocide less special. We either get to be, we get the only genocide. That's the only one. And we're also Israelis and Jews. We don't see the Armenians as the same level of human. As Johnny K once quoted Michael Rappaport, just because you're not chosen doesn't mean you're not dope. But you can't be genocided because you're dogs.
In fact, I think we have, because I think the Knesset passed a resolution to that effect.
No, sir.
I don't know if it's come from you, though. I don't know if it's come from the Prime Minister of Israel.
Yeah, I just did.
Okay.
Here you go.
All right. Well, thank you for doing that.
Wow, way to back the fuck down,
really got
Patrick.
something done there.
Way to back down, PBD. Nice work. God, what a fucking stooge. Remember, he tweeted last night, I did an interview with Netanyahu, and it was better than the Nelk boys. Really?
Thank you for doing that. I appreciate you. That's important to me. And I'm sure a lot of Armenians, Assyrians, and Greeks around the world appreciate you saying that. Prime Minister Netanyahu, thank you so much.
He didn't say it. He just said, I think the Knesset has acknowledged it. And then he said,
when you said, no, I want it from you, though, and he's like, but I just did.
I just did. God damn, PBD's a fucking moron. This guy's stupid. He's dumber than a bag of hammers, this PBD.
For your time. I wish we had more time together. Maybe next time it'll be a sit down with a couple hours where we don't have to go. I know you have a cabinet meeting to go to. Again, I appreciate you for your time today.
Don't worry. I really appreciate the time. It was like a hot stone massage. I wish we had a couple hours too if I knew you were going to let me come on here and just spout propaganda constantly.
I always enjoy my time with a good mouthpiece around my schmecka.
PVD's a fucking douche. Jesus Christ. Thank you very much to, oh God, I'm scrolling like crazy. Helgi with $5 says, you have to check this out. My mom says I don't have to do anything I don't want to do.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
He's a big kid now.
Papa Shab says, you guys don't even know the start of it. I know. No matter how drastic my take is, it's never drastic
It's never enough.
I get it.